Well, ladies and gentlemen, making a surprise return to the ring, the Lost Soul Ranma Yoshiro is now back in action. We haven't seen him since he won the Mark of the Bull match back several weeks ago over on Showdown a couple weeks ago. As you can see now, it looks like Mythil and Vince are going to start taking things underway here. Going to start this off, so now waiting for referee Sparky Keenan to ring the bell so we can get this match underway.
And again, this is very interesting. To me, at least, Mythil, Woysek, and Vince Easterwood, both former international champs, but Vince also a former world heavyweight champ. Our first ever to have a contract cashed in. It's robbing him of his title moments after he got it. So he, Masaki Yumako, and I'm drawing a blank, but it's a very exclusive, Seldan McMahon. Very exclusive club of shortest reigning champions here.
Indeed. Well, it looks like Vince is going to start off, but instead he's tagged in Pietro. It looks like Pietro's going to be starting this one off with the mystical one from Okinawa. So let's see how this works.
Well, quick tags are smart, but I don't think I've ever seen a tag quite that quick before. Now, Pietro, of course, having a huge size advantage over Mythil Woysek, but Mythil being another one of our tactical wrestlers, using that same Japanese strong style and submission holds that have made Masaki Yumako famous. So he is right up there, along with Vince, as one of our best submissions wrestlers. I have to be honest, I have no idea what the difference between a technical and a submission wrestler is. But Mythil comes right off that top turnbuckle, taking Pietro right down to the mat.
Absolutely, Pietro trying to get him in a lockup here. Went off the flying clothesline. Now Mythil going ahead and working on Pietro. Got him in a nice figure four leg lock here, right smack dab in the middle of the ring.
Now this may very well be why Vince did not want to face Mythil right off the bat, because their styles are so similar. Instead, he sent Pietro in to wear Mythil down a bit.
Not to mention also as well, Vince did lose the international title to Mythil. Actually cashed in his contract for a rematch and lost in the exact same night. So he lost 2 times against Mythil in the same matchup here. But you can see in the middle of the ring, Pietro already going ahead and reversing the hold there on that figure four leg lock, putting all the pressure onto Mythil's legs, and he breaks the hold quick.
Both wrestlers back up to their feet now. Mythil may be smaller than Pietro, but he shows no fear getting right in Pietro's face. Pietro coming back with a big right hand, though. Oh, and a DDT. Just bouncing Mythil's head right off the mat.
Now Pietro's got that strong military style as well, able to do those hard grapples and very tough submission moves as well. He's very slow and methodical in the ring, but he gets the job done. As you said with the grapples.
Oh, I was just going to say, we never really think about martial arts outside of the Far East, but indeed, the martial arts are part of military training, so Pietro is not completely unprepared to handle Mythil here. You see, he takes him over with a hip toss, and now is laying in those boots.
Not a bit. Pietro obviously somewhat skilled in the art of CQC, close quarters combat here. Able to take it down in a close proximity very effectively. As you can see, Pietro going ahead and go over the pin here. Pietro down for the pin. There's one. And no, only a 1 count.
Well, Mythil able to kick out after just 1. That's got to be frustrating for Pietro. He's dragging Mythil back up to his feet here by 1 arm. Ooh, and a nasty bionic elbow. Looks like it may have hit Mythil right in the mask. Maybe even drove that mask right into his face. And a scoop slam. Mythil back down on the mat.
Pietro with a definite upper hand here on definite upper hand right now on Mythil, it looks like.
Ooh, it looks like Pietro went for the cover here, but Mythil caught him in a pin roll-up. Still couldn't hang on to it, though. Only a 2 count. So Pietro looks like he's had enough of this. He's going over to the corner to tag in Vince. Vince, of course, was our church boy and could always be counted on to be one of our cleanest fighters. But since he's fallen in with the Manhattan Project, he's running with a bad crowd. He's a bit of a fallen angel himself here now.
Absolutely a bit of a fallen angel himself here, not to be confused with a fallen angel of semi-firelight, but no, as you can see, Vince going ahead and taking Mythil down with a very nice ground and pound. Going in and spearing him and laying in the punches.
And again, with a mask like Mythil's, that doesn't look like latex or spandex or anything like that from here. That looks hard, and I would think a ground and pound or anything to the face would just, break his nose, maybe knock out a tooth, but he comes right back with an enziguri, sending Vince down to the mat.
And here comes the big guy, Ranma Yoshiro. In the month absence he's been in, the guy's put on 40 pounds. That's not in fat, folks. He's put that in all of that in pure muscle. This guy looks ripped, and he is ready to rock. Let's see what that new power and strength will do here.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. In the last month, we've also had Halloween and Thanksgiving, so make sure that is muscle and not just candy and desserts.
I hope not.
He takes Vince down with a nice snapmare there, and then a stomp to the gut. Vince flat on his back here on the mat. But again, as we've said, these submission wrestlers, a drop kick from Vince sending Ranma down to the mat. Ranma now in a very vulnerable position. These submission wrestlers don't need to be heavier than their opponents. They know how to use their opponent's weight against them, use it as leverage. Vince now has Ranma twisted up in a wrist lock, which he's now twisted around into a hammer lock. Looks like he is trying to dislocate that arm there.
Absolutely, Vince going ahead and finding one body part and aiming for it here. As you can see, Vince going for the arm there of Ranma.
Well, he's definitely wrenching that arm. Ranma struggling. And Ranma counters with a German suplex, getting behind Vince and just taking him down to the mat. Both men back up to the mat now, facing off here in the middle of the ring, already looking a little winded. Kick to the gut from Ranma has Vince doubled over, gasping for air. And a gut buster from Ranma.
So you can see Ranma going for the core there of Vince Easterwood there, taking out the core. If you don't have a core in as a submissions wrestler, you don't have much of anything, sadly. Now Ranma going for the pin here.
Cover. And Vince able to get that shoulder up, though. Only a 2 count. Vince says, nope. Denied.
Denied. Only a 2 count there. Now Ranma slowly picking Vince back up to his feet here. Ranma has Vince up. Going up. Up and over vertical suplex.
Very nice vertical suplex from Ranma here. Vince favoring his back after that move. Is that a headbutt to Vince's knees?
I think so. Ranma laying in with a little headbutt drop there. Right onto Vince, so they may be taking out more the midsection or his legs there. And that's 275 pounds going right on top of a 150-pound guy there. That's bound to hurt a little bit.
Well, and the legs are very important in a lot of